Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Bratcat channel. This is Hobfoot, that is Aloy. She's like bracing in the wind, you'll see like, oh, it's windy, and she'll do that pose. It's just very odd. It feels like a very odd, windy pose. I don't know. Anyway, we just went and also there's not like any more, you'd think there'd be like more wind shown, like when she braces, like, oh, suddenly it was windier. I don't know if they have computing power to do that. Probably, certainly not in the, see that guy in the background? I have to rewind it. Walking over the pile of, like, hewn, squared off logs. It's off to the, right-hand side of the screen. You just whoop right over him. But, I bet if you, like I'll say a next-gen game, quote-unquote, before, like a PC where you've got some extra computing and graphics power, you could run, that would be an interesting thing. You often see, like, you have settings, you have quality settings, low, medium, high, very high, ultra, whatever the things. If you, like, if some of those settings included, like, if you've got ultra or very high on, we'll have more localized weather patterns that are computing all the time, or whatever. That would just be very interesting. Victory. Anyway, that's enough stuff. We've got to finally go back to the base. We've done a lot of other quests. I don't know why this guy's got a little exclamation. Let's go talk to him. We've looked at all his stuff. I don't know why he says exclamation-y thing. Guess we'll do all that. I should probably just sell all my traps. Do I have traps? Tools? It's just like, I don't use these things. It really doesn't matter. Actually, what I need to do is sell, I was thinking about this the other day. I need to sell all but one. And then, if I only have one, I can make sure that it's not on... If there's one, I can say, hey, none of these on my toolbar. And then if I get any more, it's not going to suddenly say, hey, you've got a new one, and put it automatically on the bar. So I need to, like, stock all those up and then sell them. Anyway, did I go through all those? Resources. Oh, you can buy Ridgewood. You can't sell Ridgewood, but you can buy it.
May you be guided to truth.
Now he's got an exclamation thing.
I am at your disposal, ancestor.
We've been ordered to move some extra food rations.
We've got extra food.
I wish it would still tell you what slot you have.
Taking our supplies again?
It is our duty to serve the legacy without question.
So once all said and done, you think we might return here?
Very good.
Do you need any weapons, ancestor?
Remember how we lost half the flotilla during the voyage, right?
You make a good point.
The machines are dangerous here.
When we return,
Okay, so I can equip everything except for this. What's always going to be here, which is super dumb. Super hate that.
Not now.
Let me change everything. If you're going to leave something on there, you'd think you'd leave Mount Call on there. Let's do...
Are you looking for weapons, ancestor?
Your shoulder doing all right?
You mind leaving me alone for a sec?
Oh shoot, I need to put smoke bombs on there. I don't really use them, but...
With the right resources, I can make you any weapon you need, Ancestor.
Shock stopper? What the heck is that?
It's what the diviner has proclaimed. Therefore, it will not be untrue.
What? These are from,
The diviner says so.
That's weird. These are from the races.
Let me get this straight. Boys walking around You all right?
Now it's all shifted. I don't know why it's all shifted.
Are you looking for weapons, Ancestor?
There you are. Did your excursion promise?
You bet.
Overdraw potion. I kind of forget that's a thing. Still cleanse. Oops. Cool. All right.
I'd be glad.
Bunch of that nonsense. Let's do this. Let's go on over. Where's the... this set of mountains? We're going to have a lot of stuff happening. I think this is pretty close to the end of the game. I'm just guessing, assuming, based on all the other stuff. So this ought to be interesting. Alright, we'll wear something better for cutscenes. Let's, Don't know what we should... Sure, let's just go ahead and wear that. Really like the red sash with the pants.
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks.
Well, that was a terrible place to put him. Be searching through all our stuff.
Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep.
Well, they felt the
But
same.
enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you?
Nah.
Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together. At least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
It's a whole backpack thing. Alright.
Oh, no. You first.
Ah! Okay, that was good.
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.
Examine focus.
Okay. The focus
okay.
I got from the Sons of Prometheus is encrypted. But with a little effort, I should be able to hack it. There. Got it.
Engineer Team Smoke. Your request for materials was received and approved. A shipment has been dispatched. We're short on couriers, so we'll leave it for you in the wilds. Don't delay on pickup, the stuff is valuable. Coordinates are embedded in this message. Use it well for the cause.
So the Sons of Prometheus sent supplies to some of their operatives. It might be worth checking out.
Okay, so we got like... We got some drop coordinates. Interesting. I wonder if you can, like, travel all through there. Oh boy, so much stuff to do and be done. I like that roll of cloth right there. Got a bunch of food laid out. Was this all for, what's his face that we got here?
With Regal out of the way, Hikaru and Tanakh, they're safe. The future's up to them now. I do wish they'd drop all the honorary names they've given me. But if I've learned anything about them, that it's not a battle I am going to win.
That looks like one of the ornament things. I don't know why we got it here. I'd like to turn it in for... turn it and the shredder in for something maybe a little better, you know what I'm saying? Oh.
There you are.
Is that new? Has that always been there? That's always been there. Okay. Well, we finally got some stuff in here. That's good. Still can't access this as of yet, but maybe soon.
Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
Oh, hey, look at the art on
about
the
what
wall.
you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life.
Oh, yeah.
And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream, it's what,
a second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
All right, maybe this episode's gonna be a lot of talking. I guess we'll see. Get some answers and such.
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths. That you never were. But you went along with all of their plans.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means of survival. Both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others, to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta. The secret passage into their base and the little trick I pulled to save you.
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art stored in its depths. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly, some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've
Clearly
wondered
that's
that
just who
for
she
1,000 years.
Ugh.
She was brilliant, visionary. She cared.
Can you imagine having to live with yourself for 1,000 years? Maybe that's just a me thing, putting all my cards out on the table, but like, oh man, living with myself for 1,000 years. I cannot comprehend.
So deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Far Zenith's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
Like I said, living with yourself for 1,000 years. Can you imagine living with that for 1,000 years? And then, like, after 1,000 years, it's like, oh, here's a little piece of information. It's like, everything I've thought for 1,000 years, meh, maybe not that bad. Like, have you been alive so long that you don't care anymore at that point? Where it's like, huh, okay, interesting. Or is it like an even greater shell shock because of the great amount of time? I mean, I've said before, we were talking about this, like, you know, what is what is a year to someone who's lived 1,000 years? I mean, do you even feel it? What do you think of it? You know, if you get 100 years, it's like, holy crap. But if you get 1,000, you know, we think, oh, wow, 1,000 years. Maybe by a year 1,000 or up, you're like, nah, whatever. Just another couple centuries, whatever.
When it's time to break into the Zenith base, what can we expect?
I'll go over the full layout once you've assembled your friends. Suffice it to say, we will need to push as fast as possible to Beta and Gaia's location, dealing with heavy resistance along the way. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them.
When I was out in the wilds, I saw a shuttle take off from the island, heading for space.
Did we?
It was likely ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years
do we get to go to the ship?
luxuriating in our digital
That'd be
comforts,
cool.
the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
So we're going to, you know, like, we're going to remake the world, but since we can't do it right away, we're at least going to get everything we can out of it. Until then, just in case.
Have you figured out how Silence's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions, I am confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
Oh, there's so much about that I want to know. Why did only a handful make it to the ship? Is it because you were the handful that were the supreme overlords of everybody else and, you know, were able to get out of the way safely? Did you guys blow everybody else up and there wasn't really a tectonic disaster or whatever? Also, I wonder how many people are up in the ship, whether it's all automated. I was thinking about, like, okay, what if in this this last thing, what if Silence, he's always got his own plans. He won't stop just because Aloy's got a plan that's, you know, good or better than his. He'll still have his own list of 1,000 different plans and contingencies. So is he going to turn, you know, we kill all the Zeniths, and then he turns on, you know, surprise, he gets her as the last Zenith, and then, what does Aloy do then? No, you know, we could trust her. She was helping us. I told you don't cross me again or I'd kill you. So she kills Silence? Like, at one point, like, she kills Silence. Yo, I want to see that. I want to, you know, her and, you know, let's watch it. Let's get them fight. Yeah, that'd be tense. I'd be all down for that. 'Cause Silence, ugh. You know, he's like, you love to hate him kind of thing. At the same time, that, like, that friction between the two, you know, it's like, it does make for some good and interesting stories and such.
So, Eric, was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments abandoned human combatants in favor of automated warfare. He found success with clientele that required a more personal touch. There were also rumors that he personally hunted and killed his targets. On occasion, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
All of his tribe believes he was one of the greatest people from the old world.
Then they would be quite disappointed to meet him, though I'm sure he'd bask in the adoration.
Oh, sounds like it. Yeah, we don't know anything really about Gerard. He's the other guy that's with these main three, right? The shorter, bald guy?
What can you tell me about Gerard?
The leader?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate. and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly the wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy
Scrooge
more,
McDucket.
More power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a polished smile. But beneath that exterior is a cold and calculating operator. It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators, the avatars of the Apollo database, while we were painted as her benefactors.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough. And the others.
I would very much like to see his face when he realizes we've beaten him.
Stanley Chen. Isn't he the guy from the Frozen Wilds that, like, helped develop Cyan? Is that him? Oh, this is bugging me.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones.
Was he the water guy?
When we established
Okay,
our
never mind.
colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, every detail perfectly recreated. And while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his doors wide to everyone.
The way you're talking
Interesting.
about him, I'm guessing he didn't make it back to Earth.
No, he perished when our colony was destroyed.
Well, it'd be too convenient
He
to
would
have
have
a
been
good
thrilled
guy.
to discover that part of his beloved city survived.
Be cool, actually. It'd actually be really cool if he was among the surviving Zeniths. That they came back and you could be like, hey, what's up? Yeah, look, I fixed Las Vegas for you. Kind of got it back working. I think he'd be really excited about, was it Moreland? Is that his name? All I can ever remember is Stemmer. I don't even remember the other guy's name, the other twos.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths, Verbena.
We found
Who
data
was
on
she?
her?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer.
Interesting.
Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What? Like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
Ouch. Burn. The rest of them. Let's find out about the rest of them.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth. Titans of their industries.
And let me guess. All selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology.
There you go.
Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like
Ted would be so
Devin
miffed.
Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
Yeah, they gained eternity. Well, you can now live forever, but you haven't done anything. All their accomplishments were back before they
Okay,
were immortal.
I'll let you know when it's time.
I'll be here until then. And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this chance. My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
I don't know if it's because she's a Zenith or just because when it comes to games, you can never fully trust anybody with anything at any time. But it's like, you know, there's a part of me that's suspicious, like, is she just gonna wait until, like, we've fixed everything and she's gonna, like, steal control of Gaia and, like...
I trust everything is all right.
Become, you know, like, queen of the world or whatever.
You know, we've never played Machine Strike together.
Oh no. I got enough trouble with Katalo, always kicking my ass.
Who says I'm any good at it?
The way my luck's going, I'll bet you're a pro.
Huh. She probably is. Oh, we got two different... Is that his arm? Yeah, it's his arm just
I see
chilling
you've got
there.
your new arm ready to go.
Yes. It still feels strange. I've gotten used to the absence, but no matter. I'm sure I will need it before the attack on the Zenith base is through.
And we get, are these machine strike pieces? They kind of look like it. They look like the bases. Maybe it's a more basic version. Like, you can tell by the shapes of things for the machine strike.
The weapons of the old ones were powerful indeed.
Instead of having the figures carved on top.
Much about war remains the same.
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regala's army with lightning. I would say that I am... inspired.
Didn't we talk to him and go on missions after that?
Yes.
It is I who should be thanking you.
Things will get ugly once the Zeniths realize we're in their base. You'll need every trick you've ever learned.
I would have it no other way. Many soldiers died in the old world to make sure we stood here today. We will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious how you intend to defeat the Zenith's defenses without an army of our own.
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're ready to fight.
As you say. You have more than earned my trust.
Everybody's all like, oh my gosh, Katala's the best. I can kind of see why. He's pretty cool.
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about her that doesn't seem natural. I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and she didn't bleed at all.
Honestly, with her, nothing would surprise me. Your people keep mentioning the wings of the Ten. What exactly does it mean?
Don't we know this
The
already?
visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. It is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. And now, you have done it. Like the deeds of the Ten themselves, it will never be forgotten. So, tell me, how did it feel?
I won't lie. Pretty good.
I can only imagine.
This is cool little bonding.
I have to go. But I'll be briefing everyone on the plan soon.
Understood.
See, I'm wondering if we'll get a point where it's like, are we going to brief everybody and then have to go immediately and be stuck? Or it'll be like, all right, you can go, but it'll be your last... Ah, look at that makeshift broom. That's cool. More sleeping quarters. Is this just junk? Does anybody actually sleep here? Looks like just junk. Storage. Has this always been here? I've never noticed this before. Common language. RCC. Has this been here this whole time and I've never noticed? Oh, so mad. Ever since the expedition landed and we encountered barbarians. Sorry to knock. Oh, this is clearly new. This is from Alva. The question has been gnawing at me. Given the massive distance between here and the Great Delta, how is it possible that we all speak the same language? I mean, the legacy tells us that the ancestors had many languages. How did it all get reduced to one? Questions like these, it's handy to have a friendly superintelligence around. I love Gaia. She's so nice and patient, even when I can't stop talking and bombarding her with overlapping queries. And while she can't explain everything I ask her, for this one, she had the answer. Apparently, the Zero Dawn system was designed to release people into the world as young adults after being educated via the Apollo database. I sure wish I could have gone to that school. Language instruction was supposed to be a big part of the coursework. Students were to be encouraged to learn many languages, thus keeping alive the vibrant linguistics of the old world. All gone. But when Ted Faro erased Apollo, he makes me so mad. Breach it, says her. Zero Dawn reverted to its default language, and that's all the kids in the cradle facilities ever got. So our ancestors, I mean our tribal ones, not the legacy ones, all started with the same speech and never got to learn any more. Mystery solved. Yet another rotten, completely unfair thing that... Shithead. Beg my pardon. Beg my pardon? That's an interesting thing. Did to the world. Alva. Okay. The, Oh, that's right. Can't get through there. Yeah, very interesting.
Oh, before I forget, I watered those plants for you.
Oh?
I just know they meant a lot to you, and, well...
Thank you, Aaron.
Alright, let's talk to Alva some. It's going to be a just info episode.
You flew? Kotalo told me. And took out Regala's machines?
Haven't we talked to these people since then?
You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost. I hope our new guests have been behaving.
This Silence, he's the one who built the weapon that can take down Zenith shields?
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our spirit?
Yeah. He was born without that.
That's awesome. That's probably one of my top favorite quotes from this.
You sure you're okay going
that
on this
and the
mission?
shush in the beginning.
I know things must be
of the game.
happening pretty fast for you.
I've already braved oceans and madmen who thought they were ancestors reborn. Why not a few immortals with lethal drones at their command, too?
Guess the more the merrier. I suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if
Wonder
I'm
what that
scared
red
of
stone
finding
is that
out
she's
more
got.
uncomfortable truths, or
Is there a red
just
equivalent to
scared
like
of
jade?
her. Probably both.
I'm assuming that's what the green is. Could be plastic though. Is there something where people were hypothesizing that the Quen came from like Vietnam? Which I don't get. I assume that the Quen just come from the west coast of the US too, but like north or south? I mean, maybe they come from Hawaii, but like I don't know.
I need to wrap up a few things, but stay sharp.
Probably there have
I'll
been
be ready when you call.
Or there have been cradle facilities out there. Would there have been cradle facilities out in Japan, maybe? And if there were cradle facilities out there, I mean, they all look pretty much like generic white people? Wouldn't there be more? I mean, if you're going to build a cradle facility out there, wouldn't you want it to be like of those people? Whoa! Look at this.
Metal down to flesh in that way.
Yeah, he seems happy with it. Probably because he could crush me like a grape with it.
That is a happy thought.
Alright, so we got some typical stuff. We got a Stormbird Cannon, 2 Thunderjaw Tails, which is awesome. And then right here, 2 Dreadwing Metal Fangs. Nice. It's a Frostclaw Sack Webbing. Cool, we could probably do a couple upgrades. Well, maybe at least one.
Just you wait, Varl. We're taking those space slugs down.
Space lugs. Okay, nothing there. That. Gonna talk to Silenzo.
Did you need something?
Ooh, got a few upgrades possibly. Gal's Wrath. Alright. Alright, we can do 2 upgrades on that. Pretty cool. And we still got this same old upgrade. We can finish the Osram one. Can upgrade some of the Utaru Hardweave. 1 Stormbird Cannon short, of course. You get 2 levels on this guy. Very nice. The Sobek. I don't really care about the Sobek one, to be honest, so let's go with this guy. We can get 2 upgrades on this guy. There was no upgrade for this, right? No. Okay. Yeah, only 1 upgrade for that guy. Only 1 for this one. Let's go 2 for this one. Why not? Let's do it. +1 second chance. A +2 Valor on impact. Stats going up. Then we need an Apex Stalker Heart. Tide Ripper Fins. This one doesn't actually seem all that difficult to level up, so that's good. Weapon upgrades. Alright, same old. Nice. Alright, let's talk to Bozo here for a little bit, I suppose.
Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
That's a good setup.
When were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
Does he know we've rebooted Gaia? Oh, does this start our quest? Be ready? Okay.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regala's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
Wait, did he get the Zenith there to I don't know what he's saying. Is he saying he's got the Zenith there to kill us because he knew that would happen? Or just, oh, look, here's Gaia, and you can spend all your time doing that while I do, like, the real work?
Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a Sarah to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades in the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
Except to a Sarah.
I wonder if this is going to give away some of the stuff we've yet to find out about a Sarah.
How did you get a Sarah to work for you?
I knew there was an associate of the Oseram tinker, Durval, who escaped his failed assault on Meridian. It was trivial to track her down and gain her cooperation.
Okay.
She wanted to succeed where Durval had failed.
So you promised her Regala and the Tenakth. The Sarah would help you create a machine-riding army that wanted to see Meridian burn as much as she did.
And so a partnership was born out of thirst for blood, bonded in mutual self-interest.
You think you had
He likes
everything
that.
figured out, huh?
I did.
He likes the mutual self-interest.
You wanted me to surrender
Which makes
to
it
the Zeniths
smart.
at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
Yeah, it was kind of a wrench.
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
Purposefully.
But I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes. Even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
I like Silence's new outfit. He's kind of got like those sharp tails at the front and the back, and then he's got like the little triangle thing that comes down over his chest.
Why
Very
help
nice.
Regala take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hikaru.
Before Regala's rebellion, Hikaru was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
Yeah, it's a
So
pretty dumb
helping a
question.
bloodthirsty exile was easier.
Yes. Exceedingly so. All Regala craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
Yeah.
For a start.
That's exactly what we've done. And he'd have tried to fix him and get everything fixed back to turn him back into his normal self, or make clones of him or something. Maybe that's the third game. Maybe that's Silence goes off and, you know, tries to clone Pharaoh for whatever reason. Get Omega clearance for secret stuff. I don't know.
All right, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And Try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh man, you love to hate him.
You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
I love how Aloy can't help but like be like somewhat childish and pithy when it comes to dealing with him.
Yeah?
I was thinking we could spar for a bit. When you have the time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course.
Might be a way to deal with my anger.
Yeah, beating the crap out of me makes you feel better. I'm all for it.
Can I read this? Guess not. Is this Quen paper? I guess Quen would know how to make paper. I doubt anybody else would. We got a keg. All sorts of stuff.
Aloy, it appears that we have some interesting new guests. I'm glad to see you're okay, though. I heard you gave the Tanakh something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a sunwing.
Sorry to disappoint.
Alright.
Have you talked to any of our new friends?
Aaron and I tried speaking to Silence, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Charming, isn't he? Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes, we will endure.
Thoughts on our new Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal, bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different. I have to go. I trust you to keep things civil around here.
I'll make sure Aaron doesn't punch Silence in the face, if that's what you mean.
Thanks.
Nah. Pretty much exactly what that means.
Aloy, you came back with some interesting friends.
Wish I could say we don't need them, but Silence and Tilda are here for a reason.
Yeah, enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Right.
Would that be a saying they have, or would that be something that they got out of like the
Silence is
focus?
keeping to himself, as usual.
I was hoping he'd give me an excuse to hammer his sorry ass to the ground.
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just one good hit on that smug face of his? After everything he's done?
Sure. Later. Right now, he's got something we need.
Oop.
Doesn't look like any of our guests are making trouble.
Yet. So, Katalo tells me you flew. Well, that's new. I've been busting my balls trying to learn to read. You're out there having all the fun.
Like how he's
Don't
like,
worry.
well, that's new.
You'll be getting all the fun you can handle soon. With the Zeniths.
Looking forward to it.
You, talked to Tilda at all?
I tried. I don't think even a hot forge could melt that ice. And you say she wants to help?
I think so. Well, let's hope.
Plans within plans within
I found
plans
out
and
more about the Sons
contingencies.
of Prometheus. They definitely have a base. It's a place called First Forge. We just have to find it.
First Forge? Alright, that's it then. I know where that is.
You found one of them? A Sons of Prometheus operative?
He was posing as a Delver, but my focus locked onto his. When he saw me coming, he ran. I caught up with him, and he tried to crush his focus. But there was still data on it. A bunch of locations and coordinates. One of them was called First Forge. I didn't know what it meant, till now.
Why didn't you
Nice
share this
job.
data with us earlier?
Yeah, you know me. Ancient tech expert.
Send me those coordinates, okay?
Now hold on, Aloy. I'm coming with you. Sarah's the last of a line of killers that murdered Ursa. And I need to be there when she goes down.
Of course. Send me the location and I'll call you when I'm close.
All right, then.
Oh, he got real defensive. Like, oh, you leave me all the time. You leave me behind. Not doing it this time. I don't blame him.
I better get going.
Oh, you know where to find me.
I'm having a feeling this is like... When we go with this, it's going to be like our last mission, and we're not going to be able to do anything. So, I'm thinking... We need to, there's that place. Where's First Forge? Over here? Oh, no, let's talk to the groundskeeper. Ah! So we were kind of over here. Must be in the mountain. Is this where I crashed and died? No, I was... Was I more north? Where was I flying over and I, like... severely just, like, derped? I don't remember. Anyway, cool. So now we know where to go. Is this a campfire? No, unknown campfire. Okay, well, that's not a huge deal. Cool. So I think we're going to do that stuff. I think that's going to be our next thing. We're going to... We're going to do the Prometheus thing. And then we're going to do the last Prometheus thing. And I think that's everything. Is there still a... Oh, there's one outpost we haven't done yet, so I'll have to do that. But otherwise, I think that's probably... We'll be done with that stuff, and then maybe we can get all of our tags and stuff. We can go trade them in for some cool gear here, and then we'll try and do the last mission and stuff. Sweet. Yeah. So I think what we'll do... Is there a, Okay, we can go to this campfire here. Let's see if we can even get out of this place. Oh, how did it put a thing on there? Get out of here. Alright, we are close enough to our ending episode thing. So we'll just, we'll call it here. And, yeah, we'll do the things next time. That's it for me, guys. Appreciate you hanging out here with me on the Bratcat channel. Do the thingies if you want. Yes, rub your face, whatever. Twitch.tv/BratCatMedia, at BratCatMedia, or at Hobfoot on Twitter. And, yeah. Let's talk about this game, other games, things you liked or disliked about this, problems you've had, or things you found out that you're like, oh, dude, you keep missing this, you keep forgetting about that. Or maybe you're like, oh, man, you're having problems with this, like, weapon, you just haven't used this, it's the best. Hit me up, let me know that stuff. Maybe you want to see other games, or, you know, different stuff, I don't know. Maybe you don't want to see certain things. You know how it goes. Let me know. Yeah, that's it for me. Peace out, Girl Scouts.